There we go. Okay. Then I gotta send this out. Then I gotta do it here. Okay. Where is it? I'm blind. Okay. And now I play the game. Okay. That's cute. That's a little jingle. That is a cute little jingle. Tracks in the snow. Okay. The following is a true story that occurred a few years back. On a cold winter day, an infamous thief managed to steal a jewel of remarkable value. As he made his escape, however, he made a blunder. A witness caught a glimpse of him fleeing in a red truck. The police promptly answered the call and gave chase. After a few hours of driving down the road, they found the truck they were after. However, when they took a peek inside, That is really loud. I'm sorry. When they took a peek inside, they realized the driver had already exited the vehicle. A set of footprints went from the vehicle into a small cabin. The police naturally checked inside. But alas, the thief wasn't there either, yet there were no traces of anyone having left the cabin. The criminal had vanished into thin air. And that's how the mystery goes. What do you think, kiddos? Think you can crack it?
Yeah, Dad, it looks easy. I'll solve it in a minute tops. Time me. It's a mystery case indeed, but no matter. The great Sherry Holmes is on the case.
Oh my god, they're Holmes kids. Ugh, why are we here again?
To solve the case, duh. Come on, Bo. You'll be my sidekick. I'll look into the cabin and you look inside the truck.
Dad, she's just messing around. It's fine, isn't it? Take a good look at the diorama, you two. There's some important clues lying around. Welcome to little locked rooms on the screen. You'll be able to inspect the diorama that represents the mystery. Rotate the diorama by clicking and dragging with your left mouse button. Click on interesting objects to zoom in on them. At the bottom left, you'll find cards with other important information. Once you think you've cracked the case, click the bar on the bottom right to check your solution. A criminal entered the cabin and seemingly vanished. Find out how he did it. Is there no way I can go inside the diorama? There are no secret footprints hidden in the snow, hidden in the unmarked snow. Evidence shows that the criminal went inside the cabin 30 minutes before the police arrived. The cabin was completely empty. The thief had somehow disappeared. Police found an abandoned truck, a trail of footprints leading into the cabin. The diorama shows when the police arrived. Is there an attic? How do I... I'm so confused. What? They don't... Why can't I look inside the cabin?
I got it.
Yeah, how about you, Sherry?
Yep, me too. I actually knew the answer from the start. I was just waiting for Bo.
As if? What's the answer then?
He just...
Hold on. Let's be organized about this, alright? I have no clue. Throwing out theories to see if they stick is for amateurs. We are all real detectives here. And a real detective asks the right questions at the right moment. So let's start nice and easy from the top. We know for certain the thief entered the cabin, but the police didn't find him when they arrived. Weird, huh? How could that happen? Did the thief really vanish?
No, it's just a trick. That's what you want us to figure out.
Haha, that logic is cheating. But yeah, people don't just vanish. The thief was simply clever in how he escaped. Which leads us to our first question. How did he do it? This is the first in a series of questions the game will ask you. If you want to review the clues before answering, you can always click the arrow at the top right to momentarily go back into investigation mode. You can also ask for hints using the button on the left. By jumping.
He jumped!
Into what? The road and the truck are too far away.
But maybe he climbed onto the roof. That way he could have jumped really far.
That's easier said than done. You think he climbed up through the chimney?
Santa can do it.
I'll give you a freebie. Our criminal isn't Santa. Wait. Could he have walked backwards into his own footsteps? It'd be pretty dangerous if not impossible for your average Joe to climb up a chimney. Think it over for a bit. There's a simpler method of getting out, which would do the trick. Oh, fuck. I've already lost points. I think he could have gone this way, and then he could have backtracked into his own footprints. By walking.
He just walked out, right?
Makes sense to me. The thing is, though, there are no footprints leading out of the cabin. How do you explain that? Because of where he walked. Where did the thief walk? On the footprints.
backwards over his footprints.
Exactly. Nice. He masked his exit with his own footprints, and then he could just... Now, following that logic, where would the thief arrive by backtracking through his footsteps?
The truck, right?
Correct. The footprints would lead back to the truck, so we still haven't fully explained how the escape route occurred. Answer me this. How did the thief manage to escape once he reached the truck? How'd the thief get away from the truck without any traces behind? He never got away. I feel like he's underneath the truck.
What if the bad guy just hit in the truck? But, like, really, really well.
Well, what if he hid underneath? I don't see anything about them checking underneath. I said the police checked in the truck, yeah? Nothing suggests they made a mistake. But also, you never... The tire is missing.
Oh, there's a tire missing. This can only mean one thing. He rode the tire like a unison.
Okay, now that just sounds dumb. What? No, that's dumb. He rolled it behind him.
It's not dumb. You're dumb. What does rolling it behind him even mean?
It means exactly what it means. You can't even figure that out? Don't be like that, buddy. Explain to your sister what you mean. All right. The thief walked behind the cabin and then hopped into the back of the truck.
That's when he unhooked one of his spare tires. Yeah, so what I was saying.
I'm in danger.
Thank you, Zai, for the raid. Hi, Phoenix.
Your channel with 3 viewers.
Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Then the next thing he did was walk through the tire tracks until he got to the road. It was fine, chill apart from the usual bots. Yeah, that makes sense. I thankfully haven't had too many of those. Though I'm probably just jinxed myself.
Then why are there no footprints, huh?
Gotta use my detective skills. I'm sure you'll get it at some point, Phoenix.
Like I said, he used the tire. As he walked, he rolled it behind him, leaving only tire tracks. Oh, okay. That's kind of boring. My idea was better.
Whatever. Dad, I'm right, aren't I? Absolutely. Your brother's right, Sherry. His version makes the most sense. Told you. Still, I can't deny either possibility, so you're both getting a passing mark. So far, I've gotten it wrong once. And then I get the right answer. Because I'm so smart.
Yeah!
Okay. Anyway, good work, you rascals. Let's do a quick recap. After the burglary, the thief was on the run. His plan was to most likely lay low in his cabin. However, this changed when he realized the police was on his tail. That's when he thought of the little trick. He parked the truck near his cabin and walked inside. Then he returned to the truck by retracing his footsteps in the snow. Finally, he walked through the tire tracks, making sure to erase his footprints with the spare tire.
And he took the spare tire with him so he could marry it.
After that, he was free to flee the scene. And how he got what he wanted, the officers were very confused when they arrived. They ran a search party, but they looked in the wrong places. And so the thief simply vanished. This time for real. I'm so smart.
Aw, the thief got away because you took too long, Bo.
What are you talking about? I'm the one who actually solved it.
Dad says my idea still counts.
But mine is better, right, Dad? Huh? Everyone wins? Come on, let's pack it up and go downstairs. I'm starving. Oh, Lord. Okay, are we all ready?
Dad, I already solved this one, didn't I? Was something wrong with what I said?
No, it was fine. You kiddos crushed it. This is just a little encore. If you remember from the other night, the mystery was about a thief who seemed to disappear inside a cabin. Is that a... Oh, that's a hair. And the solution was the thief walked in reverse over his own footsteps.
Yeah?
That's fine and all, if you don't look too close, that is. In reality, stepping perfectly in your footsteps is not that easy. Shoes have intricate patterns on their soles, so even a bit off while backtracking would leave marks. Marks that an observant officer would be able to find. That's what I want you two to find out. You're gonna find a way to leave the cabin without leaving any marks.
Why do you want to know, Dad? Are you gonna go try and steal something?
No, nothing gets past you, Cherry. Yeah, Daddy needs a new drill set. What? What has been on screen? A little confused on what that means.
Don't do it. If you do, I'm gonna catch you.
Don't be stupid, Shay. If Dad committed a crime, he would 100% get away with it. Okay, I know that you mean well, Chief, but maybe don't phrase it like that. At any rate, the rest of the escape can be done using the tires we talked about last time. Your assignment is to simply find out how the thief could have escaped from the cabin. Now get to it, detectives. Oh, there's a bucket. Oh, there's some more stuff. What are the answers?
Is this it? I have an idea.
Alright, let's hear it. How did the thief walk out of the cabin without using his own footprints? Because of what he used? What did the thief use? Oh shit. What's particular about the way the thief walked? The distance does seem kind of close.
Oh, I know. He did it like this. First a short step, and then a long step. Short step, long step, short step, long step. He left little gaps on his way. And he stepped on those on the way back.
Oh shit, I was right? Yes, Pumpkin, exactly nice. Yeah, wow, you actually got it too. I guess it wasn't that hard then.
Oh, I get it. That's why the footprints are closer this time, so the bad guy doesn't have to jump too far.
Wait, what? Sharp, yes, I adjusted them a little. I'm surprised you even noticed. Huh? Also, why does the kid have a fucking monocle? Probably part of cosplay. That explains it. You just got lucky because you noticed the footprints were different, Shay. I didn't, and I still solved it, though.
You didn't see that? Why not?
I just didn't. So what?
Nothing. It's just kind of weird. It seems like something a detective would notice.
So that's the trick, guys. In truth, the police were too busy searching for the thief to investigate the footprints in much detail. The criminal would have left footprints behind that looked normal, no matter how close anyone expected. Goes to show you how many tricks criminals have at their disposal. Unfortunately for them, a good detective is ready for all of them. I'm a genius. I'm so smart.
That was fun. Can we do one more, Dad? Please, please?
Give me a break. Your mom and I need some time to make another one. I think I know what case you'll do next. We'll be going back in time a bit, about 100 years ago.
Awesome! That's when the best detectives detectived.
You mean your TV detectives?
Our dad is the best one, you know. You're pretty cool, Dad, but you're not Sherlock. Maybe when you get a movie.
Hard to argue against that, but I'm at least the second best, right?
Depends. Can we order some ice cream?
Cheeky. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's clean up downstairs and order some ice cream.
Awesome! You really are the best, Dad.
Because of ice cream? Okay. The Last Dance. It was opening night at Narrowway Theater. A delightful ballet show was about to begin. All the seats were full and the audience waited with bated breath. The stage was lit up, revealing a single dancer standing gracefully at its center. A beautiful symphony filled the air and the ballerina began a mesmerizing solo performance. She waltzed, twirled, and soared across the stage, captivating everyone present. As the orchestra swelled to a climax, she started executing a series of flawless pirouettes without skipping a beat. She turned and turned like a spinning top as the music grew more intense, until suddenly a loud explosion echoed inside the theater, followed by another. The ballerina's spinning came to a halt. As the music continued, she placed her hand over her chest where a small splotch of blood was beginning to spread, after which she collapsed to the ground. Crew members rushed onto stage in a panic. The spectators were still frozen still, praying that it was all part of the act, but it wasn't. Only a few minutes later, the ballerina passed away. Even after all the lights were turned on, the assailant was nowhere to be found. When the police arrived, they began their questioning. Several staff members outside of the auditorium confirmed no one had left since the shots were fired. The spectators testified they were all seated when the shots rang out. Several audience members turned around, but nobody saw anyone suspicious that could have been the shooter. They also gave conflicting statements when asked where the sounds came from. As the theater was being searched, a staff member screamed and they found something beneath one of the seats. The police looked under and found a gun, one with precisely 2 bullets fired. In the confused crowd, someone flashed a smirk. The murderer was among them, invisible.
Cool! This little theater is so cute!
I know, right? Not too shabby if I say so myself.
Yeah, it reminds me when we went to see Little Ladies. You should have been there, Bo. It was just like this.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You weren't there, were you, Birdie? Birdie? Buddy, why not? It was girly stuff. No, but it was nice, right, baby? No, the choreography and everything on point.
Dad, you fell asleep.
Good thing you were there to wake me up for the good bits.
But you missed the funny part when...
Anyway, Dad, was this a real murder? Yeah, it was, although it happened a long time ago.
Okay.
So if I solve it, does that count as solving a real murder? Hold your horses, Chief. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. Let's solve a couple hundred of these before we even think about that, alright? 200, alright, deal. After that, you take me with you to a real crime scene. I wasn't... but sure, why not? Click the light bulb icon at the top to dim the lights and see the crime scene as it was during the murder. You can bring the lights back on by clicking the icon again. So that's where the gun was. Any ideas, kiddos?
I have observed the scene of the crime. 'Tis a simple case, really.
I don't know about Sherry, but I found the trick. Good. Now the problem here is that no one spotted the shooter. Everyone heard the gunshots, but no one saw anything suspicious. It's weird no matter how you slice it. Did you figure that out? What if they didn't shoot? They didn't see it. This is probably really stupid. I'm not good at this. This is why I'm not a detective.
Ho ho, I see. Ho ho! I see, it was simple all along. Hold on to your butt, Bowson. The truth is, the killer didn't shoot the girl.
What?
That's right, the shots were fake. The girl didn't die from being shot, she was...
But she had a gunshot wound. Okay. When I press it, I have an idea in my head. And then she completely breaks it.
When she was spinning around, she mixed up the bad juices in her stomach. And that activated the poison.
Did you miss the part where she had a bullet inside of her?
Silly Bowson, I was waiting for you to say that. People rushed in to check on the girl and she fell. That's when the bad guy secretly shot her when no one was looking. Truly a sinister plan.
But they saw the... how does that make any sense?
You don't make any sense.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First, I don't know any poisons that work like that, honey. But besides that, no poison can be seen in the model, or any secret killing method for that matter. So it wouldn't be a valid solution even if the poison worked like you said, okay?
Okay.
Second, as soon as the dancer collapsed, several crew members were crowding around her. Pulling out a gun and shooting undetected in that scenario would be impossible. Not to mention the fact that everyone saw blood seeping from her chest before she fell in the first place.
Ketchup? It wasn't ketchup.
No, it was not. It doesn't look like it has a silencer. But it's from where they shot. I think that's the issue. Because it looks like they shot from the back. I think between the seats. And everyone was so captivated with her, they wouldn't have seen. Alright, I get the idea. The thing is, the audience looked around after the shots were fired. A person just standing there would have caught someone's attention. What? I never said he was standing! I'm gonna hurt.
What if they hid below the seats? Like a filthy, smelly, evil rat.
No, look at the path that the bullet made. It's obviously too high for someone underneath the seats.
Good answer. I was just checking to see if you're paying attention.
Stop saying nonsense. Where did they shoot from? They had to have been seated.
The bad guy put the gun really close to their chest and fired.
This bitch is making me rethink buying this game.
That's why no one saw them.
Seems like a difficult shot. Yeah! I also doubt you could be stealthy enough for no one to notice, but more importantly, look at the trajectory. The bullet doesn't line up. You'd have to stand up in the middle of the show.
Oh yeah, that would be very rude.
It was outside, wasn't it? The killer shot from outside, that's why no one saw him. Not a bad idea, but see here, the bullet's trajectory doesn't pass through the door. Then where the fuck do they shoot from? So I'm afraid that's not it, boss. Then fucking where? Fucking where? I'm already... It was shot from afar, so it had to be over here.
Take a look at this shot, gentlemen. We can see that it's like really high. So the shooter would have needed to stand on their tippy toes to shoot like that, and that would have looked really silly, so they wouldn't have done that. I must admit at first I was puzzled by this, but then I had a revelation. You see, if we just look at the thing in reverse...
The killer shot from behind the curtains.
Hey, I was gonna say that.
The dancer was spinning, so no one could tell the real direction of the shot. That was actually why the killer fired at the same time. Fired at that time to hide their location.
Yeah, that.
Nice. Good job. That's some good reasoning. But if you think about it, shooting from behind the curtain contradicts a few things at the crime scene. Do you two know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's a bullet hole behind the curtain that doesn't make sense.
Since the shooter was really there. Anything else?
The police found the gun below the seats. That's weird too. How'd it get there?
Exactly. Let's split up and conquer here. Starting with the gun. Like you said, Pumpkin, it was found beneath the seat. That would seem to suggest someone in the audience did that. But if what you're saying is right, the shooter was on the stage when they fired, that begs the question. Why did no one notice the criminal placing the gun underneath the seat? Because of when it was hidden. I would say before the show starts.
I know, the gun was there all along. The gun that was used to kill the girl and the one the police found are different.
No, we know for a fact the bullet found inside the gun was fired. That'd be funny.
Oh, what if it was the policeman, like a really evil one? Then no one would have suspected them.
Okay, but if that's the case, the evil officer would need to enter the theater twice, right? Once to kill the victim, and then twice with the rest of the officers to hide the gun. How would they go unnoticed the first time?
Because they weren't wearing a police clothes that time.
Sure, they could change their clothes, but they can't exactly change their face. Think about it. The killer sneaks on the stage, kills the victim, then leaves. Anyone could have seen their face at any point. Showing up later, hoping not to be recognized just because they're wearing a uniform would be pretty risky.
Oh yeah, so there's a better answer.
Either I'm fucking horrible at this, or I don't know. I'm just guessing. The killer could have hidden the gun during this time. True, but what I want to know is why no one knows the crime. Was that a staff member?
Oh, I see the truth clear as day now. Why wasn't the killer seen? It was quite elementary. The killer worked there, so nobody found it strange when they stepped off stage to help the police masked foul. And then while pretending to look under the seats, the criminal quietly slid the gun while people were looking the other way, and then falsely claimed they found it. Checkmate, evildoer. Officers, arrest that man.
Why are you pointing at me? Hold on, Cherry. Now you're just jumping to conclusions.
Oh, that's not it?
No, it is. If the killer was a staff member, they would have had plenty of chances to dispose of the gun, but we can't say for sure that the person who found it is the criminal, not yet anyway. So that takes care of the gun issue, but there was another problem. The bullet behind the wall.
Wait, why is that a problem?
What do you mean?
Like when the bad guy was hidden, they shot the girl, turned around, shot the wall, right?
Ugh, no, the shot was fired from far away.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Exactly, the culprit was behind the curtains. How did they shoot the wall from far away? It wouldn't be when, because they fired it like right after each other. I don't like doing this, but... Okay, so I know it's like the win. When the dancer was shot, I bet that's when it happened. But we said the criminal was hiding behind the curtains at that moment, right? The bullet was found inside the wall, was shot from far away, so that creates contradiction. Yeah, that's weird. Keep thinking about it. I'm sure you'll find... Okay.
Patience, my dear bosun. The mind is a complicated machine.
Well, I don't know what's so complicated about it because I already know the answer.
Huh, really?
I can give you a few more seconds if you want. Beep, beep. Time's up. Don't worry, though. I'll explain it to you. It's true that the killer could have shot the wall while they were hidden behind the curtains, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't have done it at some other time.
Some other time?
Since the criminal was a staff member, they had access to the theater whenever. All they had to do was come one day in secret and bang, shoot at the curtains. Nobody would have been able to notice a small hole left there. The killer could have even used tape or props to cover it up so no one would find it. Not until the murder investigation, that is.
That makes no sense, bosun.
It makes perfect sense. What do you mean?
Because there was 2 gunshots.
Says who?
That's what the card says. See, everyone heard 2 gunshots.
Sherry is right, boss, but you're on the right track. You just need one more piece to complete this puzzle. So do you have an answer? Why did people hear 2 gunshots? Nobody in the audience could have even agreed on where the shots came from, because what people heard weren't actually gunshots. They were fake gunshots played by the speakers. The killer wanted to make sure everyone think the gun was fired twice, but they only shot once at the dancer. The bullets Stuck in the wall was planted from the start.
Whoa, crazy, they did all that?
Right on the money, Chief. You got it. Good job.
What the heck, you're so smart, Bo. You figured it out. That's cool.
You think so? Yeah, I know. That's why you should listen to me more.
I don't know. You say dumb stuff most of the time.
Okay. What? You're the one who does that. What was I pressing? Oh, yeah.
I don't, though.
Alright, let's take it from the top. As he deduced, the criminal was a stagehand at the theater. He had been romantically involved with the victim, but she left him for another guy, a very ugly breakup. The guy was pretty sick in the head, so in a fit of jealousy, he decided to commit the ultimate sin, murder. But since he was obvious suspect, he had to find a way to make it so he had a strong alibi, hence the trick. The plan was to shoot her on the opening night of her show and make it seem like one of the spectators did it. The first thing he did was plant a bullet in a hole a week before the show while no one was around. That was also his first mistake. He didn't realize the shooting angle would be awkward for someone in the crowd. The second thing he did was offering to take care of the sound system. He used that to add 2 gunshots to the melody of the victim's performance at very specific timings. Then the night of the show came. He slipped behind the curtain and waited in dark his first chance. If he shot from there, it'd be obvious where the bullet came from. That's why he chose to shoot while the victim was spinning around. He knew the choreography, so he knew exactly what he was waiting for. The first gunshot echoed from the speakers. He fired a single shot right up to her chest. The gun was muffled with a silencer, so the only sound people heard was from the speakers. Immediately after, the second gunshot rang outside in the theater. But this time, the criminal didn't fire. The investigation would later match the second gunshot to the bullet in the wall a missed shot. This would be proof of the culprit being someone in the auditorium. After being shot, the dancer fell to the ground dead. While everyone's focused on her, the killer came out and played the fool. And at last, once he had the chance, he disposed of the weapon below the seats. Only to shout that he had just found it.
I knew it!
The plan wasn't half bad, but the inspectors in charge of the case back then were pretty sharp. There was evidence the couple were tampering with the music, and there were a lot of ties connecting him to the gun. It was over. He went through all those hoops, but in the end, crime never pays. We don't have to talk about my ratings on this. In the end, the crime never pays, yeah.
No criminal can hide from Sherry Holmes and our trustworthy sidekick, Bosun.
Hold on, why am I Watson? I obviously should be Sherlock.
Sorry, Bo. I'm Sherry. Sherry, Sherlock, Sherry. That's me.
Sherlock's a guy.
You don't have a hat. You need to have a hat to be Sherlock.
Fine, give me yours then.
No, this is mine. Get your own.
I solved the case. Come on, hand it over.
Bo, no, don't. I'll kick you. Stop. No, Dad.
Hey, you two, don't run on the stairs. Bo, knock it off. Be nice to your sister. Jeez, these two. Family drama? Okay, let's... Yay! This strange tale was recorded by a historian in the margins of an old tome. Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in the tower, summit of a majestic tower. I can speak. On a fateful night, the royal family paid her a visit. Together, they shared a pleasant dinner. Following the meal, her aunt requested a private audience with her in the tower's library. The servants stationed outside the room noticed their voices getting louder and more violent. Abruptly, the princess stormed out with tears in her eyes. In the silence, the servants guided her to her chambers. The princess quietly instructed her attendants to warn her if her aunt made any suspicious movements. She then vanished behind her bedroom door, locking it behind her. Time passed, and the night became day again. The servants came to the princess's bedroom for her morning routine, but found the door was still locked. They knocked, but there was no answer. Growing anxious, they forcefully broke down the door, only to discover the princess was dead. Inexplicably, the sole key to her room was found upon her table. Every member of the royal family and all the servants were assembled, and everyone was accounted for. A perplexing murder had occurred within our sealed room from the inside.
No way! How can this be? My dear sister, cruelly murdered! Just when we were about to have the tea party and go riding together, what a horrible monster could have done this?
Wait, so you're a princess now?
Wait a minute, if the key was inside, then how did the culprit escape? This smells like a cunning scheme. Am I a princess, you ask? Not today. Today I'm a detective, and I'm going to solve this mystery no matter what, for the good of the kingdom, no, for my dearest sister.
Alright, sure, whatever. Wait, why can't I go inside? Oh, I can. Is this her room? So it's not like they could have... Yeah, good to hear. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned locked room mystery here. The guards heard the princess locking her own room, yet the killer was somehow able to get in, do the deed, and get out, or so it seems. Let's start with this question. How'd the killer enter the room with the door locked? Oh shit, that was right? Aha, you've got it. If the killer snuck inside the room before the princess locked the door, that would have done the trick. But they're committing the crime, the criminal still would have escaped somehow, so we're only halfway there. How do you think the criminal escaped from that room? Using the window. The killer didn't open the door, they escaped through the window. That way they wouldn't have to use the key at all. Alright, but the window was closed when the servants got inside. What do you make of this? Just outside the room there's a roof you can stand on, so the killer jumped outside then closed the window from there. As easy as that, right? Easy as that? Very nice, Chief. Okay, so far we know how the criminal got in and out of the room. What's next? What did they do to get down from there?
The guy jumped downstairs onto this little balcony.
Yeah, obviously. That makes sense, but why would you say the distance between the roof and the balcony?
I don't know a lot.
It'd be roughly like jumping down one floor. People can definitely survive a fall like that, but there's risk of injury that would make you suspicious. So we're looking for a method that's a bit safer than just jumping off the roof. Any ideas on what that could be? All of them were accounted for. jump down at all. They just went around to the back and waited there. I like the idea, but the servants gathered around the body before. Okay. I do? Okay, so it was like because of what they used, but what would they use? Okay. How'd the criminal escape? Pillows? Something to cushion their fall. They had to prepare beforehand. What could that be? That's terribly simple. The bed's downstairs. Put them on the balcony before going to the sister's room. That way they had a place to jump without getting hurt. Excellent, good going. That's it, that concludes the trick. That's not a lot of information available for this particular case, but here's what people think happened. There was a power struggle within the royal family, and a few members wanted the princess out of the picture. That night, the murderer entered an unused guest room and placed the mattress on the balcony. Then they snuck into the princess's bedroom while she was gone. The princess, having a meeting with her aunt, returned to her room alone without her guards. When she arrived, she locked the door unaware that a assailant was hiding inside. And while she was sleeping, she was attacked. After killing the victim, the criminal needed to escape. They jumped from the window onto the roof. Before dropping down onto the balcony, where a couple of well-placed mattresses cushioned their fall, and with no evidence left behind, they simply snuck back into their room, and thinking they'd get away with it, just slept through the night like a baby. We don't... Okay, that's solid. I got a B. I have you watching me from heaven, sister. I did it. I solved it. Hey, Dad, this was fun. Can we do more interesting castles and stuff, please? You never get tired, do you?
Huh? What do you mean?
That thing where you pretend you're a real detective or something? Stop doing that. Why? Because it's stupid. It's for little kids. It's not stupid. It's cool. Why are you even here? It's like you don't want to play. I'm not here to play. I'm here to study. I'm going to be a real detective someday. Jans, this is like school to you. Wow, that's so boring. Shut up. You're not even going to take this seriously. Just leave already. We don't want you. Yeah, thing is, I don't wanna. Ugh, why do you have to ruin everything? You don't care. You suck. Bo, buddy, hold on. Oh, here he goes. There he goes. He gets so annoyed when we play detectives. I know what we do the next one without telling him. Wow, alright, let's have a little chat, Cherry. You two need to make up. This is getting ridiculous. No, but Bo just left. You want to talk to him, right? Nice try. You heard me. Huh. Shit, there's some shit going on in this family. Alright, you guys remember this one, right? It's time for Act 2. Last time we ended on a bit of a sour note. Good thing you talked it out in a civil manner and made up, right? Yeah, didn't think so. Oh, hey, the balconies are gone. Yeah, I did remove them. Let me explain. I actually simplified a few things from the real mystery. It would have been too hard otherwise. Really, you did that for Shay, right? Dad, I could have solved it anyway. Don't take it of me doubting you two. I just thought it'd be better to do it like this. So let's go over what the tower actually looked like. First, in the previous version of the tower, I said the guest room had balconies. But in reality, they just had regular windows. That means you can't jump down, right? Correct. The other night, we said the killer escaped by jumping down from the roof. But with no balcony, that wouldn't work quite well. Just him falling. Okay, I got it. Let's start activating detective mode. Hold on. Don't go activating anything yet. There's something else that's different. Take a quick look at the crime scene, see if you can spot anything new. There's a lock. Yeah, there's something on the window. What's that? I should have brought my magnifying glass. It's a bolt. If you slide that little metal bar, it locks the window. Now, the reason I'm bringing it up is because when the servants broke into the room, they discovered the body. It was only that the door was locked, the window was bolted shut too. Okay, Let me spoil you that the killer entered the room exactly like we talked about last time, but that's not the problem here. The problem is how they escaped from the room without leaving both the door and the window locked. Oh, and check out the guest room before doing anything else. There's something important there. Try not to miss it. And that's it. Now get to solving, detectives. What do you mean there's something important? Oh, shit. It's a lot of rope. So they somehow escaped from the... Let's go back to where the crime scene happens. Gilbert kills the princess, needs to flee the scene. How do they escape from the top of the tower? The killer used rope to climb down, I mean. Good, a little obvious maybe, but of course that's what the new clues are for. Yeah, and they quick release snap. They use that to get the rope back. Perfect. And what did the killer tie the rope to? What do you mean? You know, they wouldn't have needed to tie the rope to something, otherwise something funny would have occurred. Just tie it to something doesn't matter what. Of course it does. Getting the details right is important, boss. Yeah, the windows are locked. Let's be precise here. What exactly did the criminal tie the rope to before climbing down? It had to be the bed, right? That's reasonable, but as heavy as it is, the weight of the person would move it for sure. The bed would have been dragged towards the window and left scratch marks on the floor and the carpet. Okay, that's true. Is it the window, then? The bad guy, that's a funny idea, but it's risky. The hinges could have gived. There's no gaps at all between the window and the window frame. Okay, yeah, you're right. What if they tied it to the tower? But they needed a quick release knot. What if they tied it to the tower? I see. Well, I just had in front of us all wrong. The truth. Shay cut it out. I'm thinking. If I can't figure it out, what chance do you have? Yes, my dear bosun, I can see you carefully investigating the crime scene, but you're failing to notice that if the rope was tied to something inside the room, then the villain would have been able to close the window. Yeah, big deal. I already knew that. So what? It's simple. If the rope wasn't tied to something inside, then it must have been tied to something outside of it. Like the tower itself. Oh, really, Shay? The tower. Very smart. Can I actually keep solving this now? You don't see it, do you? Don't fret. I shall gladly explain how this escape took place. The killer climbed onto the roof, closed the window behind them. Then, the rope in hand, they circled around the tower. They had a fucking good amount of rope, too. After coming back around, they made a knot. And then they climbed down towards freedom, supported by nothing else but the cursed tower itself. Oh, I'm a genius. Good job, Pumpkin. Nice thinking outside the box. That's a tough one, too. Hehehe. I mean, of course, it was elementary. He's joking, you dunce. There's no way that's the answer. Tying a rope to something so big is ridiculous. Did you see the amount of rope? I wasn't kidding. Why is it ridiculous? Oh, I mean, I don't know. It sounded weird because of how Shay explained it. Like, wouldn't you need a lot of rope to do... Did you not see the amount? But there was... Look. You can tie everything up to make a super rope. But okay. Whatever. If Dot says it works, it's fine, I guess. Come on, you're a smart kid. You don't need to take my word for it. Do you think your sister's idea makes sense or not? Yeah, it makes sense. Great. So we're all on the same page here. Now, the criminal closed the window from the outside, the bedroom, just before climbing down. But they wouldn't have been able to lock it since the bolt is on the inside. So the next question is, how exactly did the killer bolt the window? I'd say when the body is discovered. Wait, what if the killer was one of the servants that found the body and maybe they locked it before anyone can tell? That's not crazy of an idea, but I'm telling you right here, that's not what happened. I need to look at these cards a bit more. Okay. Because of... What could they have... This game hurts. I don't either. I don't either, dude. This game hurts. I'm gonna get a hint. Okay, so they did. They set something up inside the room. They could have tied a string to that and then that so it would just close when they closed the window. At least use thread in there. Couldn't you have used that? I'm gonna use a hint. Another one, because I'm... Is there a magnet? Was I right with that fucking thread? Hold on. Because he said there was no gaps. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm... A string could be pulled from the outside. Then they took a second string tied to the first one and repeated the process. This would let them remove it later. The criminal then climbed onto the roof, closed the window behind them. What happened after that? The killer went around the tower holding a rope. And then they tied it and used it to climb down. There you go. And don't forget the killer used 2 ropes here as well. And after the killer snuck into the guest room, they pulled the second rope down to retrieve everything. Having escaped, they did the same upstairs. Any clues left behind? The locked room mystery was complete. What score? Oh! Whoa, where did this come from? Your sister wouldn't do that? Yeah, that'd be lame. She's trying to trick you, Dad. There's no way she figured out everything by herself. Huh, why not? Besides, the story is rare, Chief. She wouldn't have done it beforehand if that's what you're suggesting. So you seriously just came up with all that? You're kidding, right? Nope. That makes no sense. All you do is say, oh, that's elementary, pretending you're so smart or something. I'm the one who actually is trying to become a detective. You just can't figure things out faster than me. Bobo. They're such assholes to each other. Why am I listening to family drama? They're absolute dicks to one another. Oh my god, they're assholes. The story plays during a masquerade ball. The host was a man donning a leopard mask. Leopard opened the doors of his kingdom and welcomed a myriad of guests that filled the main hall. While the evening started on a pleasant note, trouble started brewing around a man wearing a goat mask. The man in question was a noble nobody was fond of. He was having heated discussions with the other guests. Drunk, he blurted out that he had studied the occult and was capable of disappearing from any locked room. People laughed at him, but Goat doubled down, daring anyone to put some money on the line. 6 people accepted his wager: lion, owl, deer, peacock, rabbit, and fox. Led by Goat, they moved to a secluded part of the castle. After descending a flight of stairs, they arrived at a dark dungeon hall. Deeper in the dungeon, behind a wooden door, was a cell corridor thinly illuminated by moonlight. Goat lit up a pair of candles and offered them to the group, allowing them to inspect the place as they saw fit. After a thorough investigation, the group found no means of escape. Goat himself also searched, revealing only an ancient book in his possession. Once everyone was satisfied... Oh, I went up my nose a little. Once everyone was satisfied, Goat took one of the candles and instructed everyone to wait in the dungeon hall. He grinned in the candlelight as the group closed the door, sealing him away. Nervous chatter filled the air as the group waited anxiously in the hall. Deer, holding the second candle, illuminated the one door the entire time. 15 minutes later, a piercing shriek resonated through the dungeon. When Deer opened the door, he froze up. Everyone saw the same thing. A lone, flickering light came from the last cell. The group rushed forward in an excited panic. But they discovered the candle and the book abandoned on the floor, but Goat was missing. He could have been in this one and snuck out while you guys were there. Everyone checked the halls, but to the shock, Goat wasn't in them. Owl then revealed after seeing people rush in, he stood back to block the exit. While the group searched, he felt no one going past him. The barred windows were tightly secured, and there was nothing inside the dungeon that could explain the escape. As promised, Goat had disappeared. Okay, so he disappeared. Hold on, Chief. Who said I'm finished? Huh? You didn't? Yeah, the night didn't end there because... 15 minutes after Goat vanished, as the group searched dungeons for him, he was spotted in the main hall. Witness saw him having a conversation with Leopard before the two left together. Castle guards reported that they headed towards Leopard's chambers. They gonna fuck or something? After 50 minutes passed before the group returned defeated from the dungeons, they were in disbelief when people told them Goat had been seen leaving with Leopard. Sensing something was wrong, they decided to split up and search for them. Most members of the group didn't find anything until several screams echoed in the distance. People started arriving one by one at the source of the commotion, the castle armory. Everyone noticed broken pieces of a barricade indicating the door had been forced open. Inside the room, Fox tried to wake up a battered and unconscious lion who sat beneath a window. Nobody knew what was happening, but one fact was certain. Goat was not present in the armory either. Fox then gave her testimony of what took place. After they went their separate ways, strange noises came from the armory, prompted her to investigate. She tried to open it, but the door wouldn't budge. She raised her voice, asking if anyone was inside. Suddenly, she heard a scream from Lion, followed by a brief struggle and the sound of glass shattering. Then silence. In a panic, she grabbed an axe hanging just outside the armory and struck the door until it opened. Lion was lying collapsed beneath the window, but nobody else was there. Fox stayed by Lion's side until the rest of the group arrived. After Lion woke up, they asked him what happened as well. He recounted finding Goat lurking in the armory. He questioned him about Leopard, but he played the fool. They argued until Lion heard Fox's voice through the door. Before he could answer, Goat promptly pulled a knife and stabbed him. A struggle ensued. Lion managed to wrestle the knife away from him. However, he was forcefully pushed against the window, losing consciousness as he hit his head. Just before he did, he was certain that Goat was standing right next to him. After he woke up, he was surrounded by Fox and the rest of the group. Then everyone had a horrible realization. Nobody had seen Leopard yet. In a frantic sprint, the group ran towards his chambers. The door was locked. They breached the room only to find Leopard dead on the floor. The police arrived at the scene but found themselves terribly puzzled. Every corner inside the castle was searched, but there was no convincible hiding spots. The area outside the castle was inspected, but there was no trace of an escape. Everyone's masks were removed, but not a single one revealed the man behind the goat mask. He had disappeared again. At last, everyone believed him. This air, this foul stench, just what on earth happened here? Sigh. What? I didn't say anything. Just do whatever you like. What you always do. Okay. I don't know where to start anyway. This looks really complicated. True. How did the first part go again? It's a lot to take in, right? But I have absolute confidence you two will figure it out. Just take your time and talk to each other. You've got this. Due to the complexity of the case, the cards have been split up into all the diagrams. It is recommended to start by reviewing all the available evidence. Ah. One accomplice. The accomplice could be Owl. He was pretending to be lying at some point. If he was a master at voices, then he could have pretended to be lying. Stop saying that. Well, that's a scary face you're making, baby. Dad, he keeps bothering me since last case. He's so annoying. Make him stop. Stop crying. I'm just making sure you're not a cheater. I mean, if you're so smart, this should be easy too, right? What's the solution, Shay? You don't know? I'm not telling. You're just saying because you're stuck. No, I'm not. I know more than you do, at least. If you both know some parts of the story, let's put everything together. Yeah? Let's see if we can complete the puzzle. Fine. Let's see if you do know something I don't, Shay. Probably. Excellent. I think let's start by understanding how the first disappearance happened. If you recall, Goat was sealed away in the castle's dungeons. However, when the group opened the door and checked, he was nowhere to be found. So what's the secret? How did he slip out without anyone noticing? Okay. So that was my first theory. Couldn't he have been behind the door? Bro, I don't... He didn't have anything, so it couldn't have been what he used. He has an accomplice. It's not owl. It's not lion. Is it deer? Okay. What? He's leaving me with more questions than anything. Bro, I don't know. I've thought of every single possibility. You didn't say it'd be -10, you said it'd be -5. No, I didn't do that. I'm not sure either. You said he has certain items at his disposal. That's the only two fucking things he had. It's not like I can say what he used his voice. It's not like I can lose any more. Because of what he used. His voice. No, I said the fucking door. The bed, not the room. Wait, there's a bloody handkerchief in all of these. I don't either. I'm just confused. The wall?
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
Thank you, Kuda, for the hydrate routine. Thank you for screaming it as well. What? I'm definitely going to... Why does my ear hurt so bad? Maybe I laid on it funny when I was asleep. I hope that's it. It is important. What do you mean? I don't know why. I didn't think of the rope. I thought they just taped it to the side of the building. I had the right idea. I just thought they taped it to the side of the building. I'm definitely playing something else after this. Though I don't know what. I want to stream a bit longer. The rope dangled next to the one behind the frozen doors. You just needed to stick out your hand to be able to grab it. Yeah, perfect. Couldn't have explained it better myself. I'm gonna get a fucking F- on this. Oh, that's how the first trick was done, but we're not quite done yet. There's a bunch of stuff that happened right after that, right? Exactly. Let's back up a bit and focus on what happened right after the dungeon. People saw him again with the dead guy. Oh my god, we're only halfway, like a quarter of the way there. Didn't actually escape from the dungeon. Oh ho, you didn't figure that out yet, Bosun? What do you say? Shut up, give me a second. It was lion in disguise. That's right, just like go pretend to be... I'm running out of steam here. Huh. Could he have put it... Go had his mask when he was locked inside the room, so how did Lion manage to attempt it from the outside? The roof! From the bag. Yeah, and then Lion got it from the roof. I got it before any of y'all. We made some great progress. It explained how Goat disappeared and how it's possible he was seen shortly after in the main hall. Moreover, we uncovered the fact that Goat and Lion were accomplices, so we know quite a bit at this point. But there are two issues we haven't touched on yet. The attacks in Leopard's room, and in the armory. What happened in the armory is particularly confusing. Goat disappeared again and Lion was assaulted. But now that we know Lion and Goat were together, Lion being in there doesn't seem like much of a coincidence, does it? But it's weird he got stabbed if he's a bad guy as well. Maybe they had a fight. Maybe? Well, that's part of what you've got to figure out. Why don't you get another look at these clues again? Maybe after knowing what happened in the dungeon, you can make more deductions. What if Leopard stabbed Lion? Because Lion tried stabbing Leopard. And then he used the bloody handkerchiefs to cover that wound while he had the knife in his hand. And he then staged it like he got attacked in the armory. You do that. Once you're ready, we'll figure out together the truth behind it. Let's do it. Yes, quite brutal. What's this? Oh, the villains are cunning indeed. What do you think? I'm afraid there's too much I can see right now. Yes, there's a lot that went down, wasn't there? So where should we begin? How could escape from the armory? We could start there, yes, but let me give you a hand here. There's something you might have missed. It's something that's not easy to think about, but it'll give you a better view of what happened. What I want you to think about is this. Who planned Leopard's murder? Who planned it? Wasn't it Lion and Goat? They were working together, right? We did say that, but Lion testified. Goat stabbed him and ran away. Yeah, but so is this a trick, or was it a actual betrayal? Did everything go planned? Not exactly. The key to understanding this is asking why Leopard's murder happened the way it did. So what do you think? Let's simmer for a bit. Who planned Leopard's murder? Personally, I think Lion, and then Goat didn't like that. I'm not sure. This is kind of confusing. Is that so? I'm afraid I can't relate. The clear is as clear as day. Spit it out then. What is it? You just need to put on your detective hat, bosun. Riddle me this. Who would blame for Leopard's death? Goat. I guess people saw him with Leopard before he died. Quite. And in truth, who killed him? I don't know. Do you? It's crystal clear it was Lion. No, because he had traded places with Goat. What else was Lion planning to do with Leopard if not to kill him? Talk, play checkers. There were some papers in the room. Maybe that. Then what reason could Lion have to change masks? That's too, this is weird. This is simple. He put on Goat's mask to pin the murder on him. What? But they were working together, Shay. I mean, unless Goat only knew the dungeon trick and nothing else. 'Tis the natural conclusion. Lion was playing a ruse of his own against his partner. While Goat gave him an alibi pretending to be him in the dungeon, Lion took Goat's identity to commit murder. He was no lackey. He was the true mastermind all along. Case solved. Not even close, but yeah, it makes sense. So maybe Lion being attacked wasn't a trick after all. And I know how he got away with it too. Really? Look at this. The Lion was knocked out only slightly below the window, which means it's possible Goat escaped through the window after hitting the Lion guy. But he'd fall into the water then. So? So is that really it? Actually, listen, what if he just hid behind the door? While Fox was checking on Lion, Goat just left. That works. Okay, let me interrupt 1 second. You're doing great, though. I like where this is going. Leaving through the window or through the door, both are perfectly possible at first glance. But if they're leaving the armory, what then? What did Goat do? He wasn't in the castle. How? The guards didn't see anyone leaving through the front gate. And there weren't any footprints outside the castle. You see, it's not leaving the armory that's the problem. The real head-scratcher is how Goat managed to escape from the castle. That's the big question. So, let's hear. How did Ghost vanish a second time? I don't think he could have taken a new identity. Wait, why is there an axe? I don't remember the other person having an axe. So I'm confused. I don't know. Oh, he was underneath the dock. So he was thrown? Okay, now this is just stupid. That hurt. So I'm just a dumbass. Ow. I thought I was being smart. What? Is it because he was dying? Oh. What should he do naturally? We really don't have to look at my grade. Confetti. Fun. Alright. Time for me to open up the next game. See if I can... What? See what we can find. Um... I know what we're gonna play. This shouldn't take too long to download. Now I'll talk to you while it is happening. So, how's your day been? Sounds interesting. I'm talking to myself right now. Because no one watches me anymore. %60 done. $70. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. What's it at now? 96. Wait, why'd I switch these? Come on. I don't think YouTube Studio is going to work for this. Alright, we're playing without one. Because this game doesn't know the definition of keeping it chill. What? Normal, I guess.
Okay, recording. So this is how my room looks normally, but there, do you see it? I think it's hard to see on camera. And It's nothing there.
I would keep the lights on. Don't
That's
turn them
right,
on.
Wes.
It's gonna get closer.
There it is again. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it hates lights or something. What? What was that?
You don't have a window.
Wait, where's the light switch?
No.
Mom?
I hate this. No. No. Mommy's trying to take advantage of the Discord servers I'm in. Because I am a lonely person and I don't want to do this alone. Oh my god, okay, so that door's locked. This is the tutorial. Yo, I don't know about this. Dude, I'm all alone. No one to chat to me. I'm completely alone and terrified. No, 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 no. This is like my worst fucking fear. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. You know what I might do? I might end stream and then start stream again. Wait, I don't want it to be recording. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.